Hi guys, Jaden is back. Jaden is here with another book video. I just posted a bookshelf tour, which you should totally watch. Like, it has like the most views on my channel. Like, y'all ate that one down. But in today's video, I'm doing a fall TBR video. I would say fall/winter. This is a lot of books. It's very ambitious of me. Okay, so you see we have the fall candle flickering in the back, fall lighting. Let's start off with the mystery/thriller books that I have for this. The first mystery/thriller book we have is Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. This is the second book in the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series, which is about Pip. She, for a senior project, did a deep dive into a murder that happened in her town. This girl was murdered in her town, and everyone in the town thought that it was her boyfriend. And her whole project was to find out, if it was him or if it really wasn't him. So we found out some really dark things in the first book. This time in this book, she's starting like a true crime podcast. And if you have been a consistent watcher on my channel, you know that this has been in my TBR for the longest time. It was probably my first book video, not lying, which was over a year ago. Anyway, we have One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. Didn't even have to look at the cover to know her name. This is kind of like Breakfast Club, but murder mystery. We have The Brain, The Beauty, The Criminal, The Athlete, The Outcast. And The Outcast is the creator of Bayview High's notorious gossip app. His name is Simon, never makes it out to the classroom before the end of detention. Simon's dead, and according to investigators, his death wasn't an accident. On Monday, he died, but on Tuesday, he planned to post juicy reveals about all 4 of his high-profile classmates, which makes all 4 of them suspects in his murder. Next, we have Verity by Colleen Hoover. Like, I've seen like a lot of reviews and people really think that this is like spooky, scary, like don't read this in the dark. Lowen Ashley is a struggling writer on the brink of financial ruin. When she accepts the job offer of a lifetime, Lowen arrives at the Crawford home ready to sort through years of Verity's notes and outlines, hoping to find enough material to get her started. When Lowen what Lowen doesn't expect to uncover is the chaotic office is an unfinished autobiography Verity never intended for anyone to read. I'm probably gonna read most of like the mystery thriller type books in October because like Halloween, like spooky vibes, like that's what it gives. This is like mystery, not thriller, more mystery, is The Hawthorne Legacy, which is the second book in the Inheritance Game series. I read the Inheritance Games like a year ago and I loved it. But I just recently got the second and the third book in the series. It is about a girl who randomly inherits billions of dollars from a dead man who she's never met. And to like inherit all of the money, like to actually like get the money into her account, she has to live in his manor for a year. But what we don't expect to see is that the family of the man who died still lives in the house, but they didn't receive a dime of any of his money. But this random girl, Avy Grams, did. And the whole story, we're going through like the whole house is basically like a puzzle. We're going through riddles and traps and stuff like that to figure out why he left all his money to this random girl. And yeah, I have this one. And then The Final Gambit, which is the last book in the Inheritance Game series. I actually don't know, because she just came out with another book called The Brothers Hawthorne. So I don't know if that's the last book. I don't know if this is the last book, but okay, now we're gonna get into my romances. I only have a couple of romances in my fall TBR, so let's get into them. The second book in the Dreamland Billionaire series, which is Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. There's 3 brothers. The first book is about the youngest brother. The second book this one is about the oldest brother. And then the third book is about the middle brother. And basically their grandfather dies and gives each of them a task to complete so they can get their inheritance from him. And in this book, I've talked about the fine print, and you should go look at my other book videos if you don't know about those. This one, I'm pretty sure, is a marriage of convenience. Like, his task was to get married, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, Declan, I'm destined to become the next CEO of my family's media empire. The only problem, my grandfather's inheritance clause. Fulfilling his dying wish of getting married and having an heir seemed impossible until my assistant volunteered for the job. Marriage of convenience, like I said. So yeah, I don't really know the genre of this book, but I'm gonna classify it as a romance, young adult romance. All of the Bright Places by Jennifer Neven. Theodore Finch is fascinated by death. Every day he thinks of ways he might die, but every day he also searches for and manages to find something to keep him here and alive and awake. Violet Markley lives for the future, counting the days until graduation when she can escape her small Indiana town and her aching grief in the wake of her sister's death. This is my last romance I have, and it's Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. I have the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition, and it has sprayed edges, like it's green with sprayed edges. And look on the inside of this book, so pretty. Like, I feel any edition of Pride and Prejudice or like any of the classic books are so pretty from Barnes & Noble. Like, they do the classics justice, honestly. This book is really pretty. Pride and Prejudice, like, look at the cover. I know some people like hate the stickers, but like, I'll take the sticker off when I'm about to read it because like I like it. Like, there's a little bookmark. Like, but oh my, look at this font. First off, it's getting puny. Next category we have is fantasy books. Okay, the next fantasy book I have is Imagine Me by Tahari Mafi. This is the last full book in the Shatter Me series. I just finished Defy Me literally yesterday, but I have a bookmark. This is my next book I'm gonna read. The Shatter Me series is like a 5 out of 5 series for me. Like, it's honestly so good. I can't tell you about this book because it's literally the last book in this series, and I can tell you about the first book, like what it's about. And it's about this girl. Her name is Juliet Ferris, and she has these powers that she can destroy anything with her touch. Like, anything she touches dies, crumbles to pieces. Hope that gives you enough information about the book and the series in general. Okay. The next fantasy book we have is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. And I can't wait to read this book. I love the feeling of this book. It feels really... Some people, like this, there's so many books in this series that, like, there's different reading orders for some of the books. Like, there's a novella called Assassin's Blade, and some people say you should read it first before this one. Some people say you should read it second. Some people say you should read it before the last book. I'm like, what do I do here? Two men love her. The whole land fears her. Only she can save them all. In a world without magic, an assassin is summoned to the castle. She comes not to kill the vicious king who rules from his throne of glass, but to win her freedom. If she defeats 23 killers, thieves, and warriors in a competition, she will be released from prison to serve as the king's champion. Her name is Selena Sodorthian. I think I said it right. I don't know. But this is the old cover. I bought this a couple months ago. But she's coming out with new covers. And she has all new covers of the books. And I bought the old cover. Okay, next book I have, which you have seen plenty of times, is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. I'm pretty sure, I looked it up, and I'm pretty sure it did, like, the first few books, maybe, were, like, a Beauty and the Beast retelling, but then after that, it just becomes, like, its own story. When 19-year-old huntress Feyre kills a wolf in the woods, a terrifying creature arrives to demand retribution. Dragged to a treacherous magical land she knows about only from legends, Feyre discovers that her captor is not truly a beast, but one of the lethal immortal fairies who once ruled her world. At least he's not a beast all of the time. See, Beauty and the Beast retelling? As she adapts to her new home, her feelings for the fairy Tamerlane transforms from icy hostility into a fiery passion that burns through every lie she's been told about the beautiful, dangerous world of Fae. But something is not right in the fairylands as an ancient wicked shadow is growing, and Feyre must find a way to stop it or doom Tamlin and his world forever. Next, we have Six of Crows, Wicked Kingdom. I really wanted. First off, I guess the way they were sitting inside my shelf, I'm not happy about, because I started reading this book in February, but I literally, like, this book put me in the biggest book slump. Like, I wasn't reading for months. I'm pretty sure the book series is amazing. I had just, something's wrong up here. I just couldn't get through it. Okay, the next and last book I'm talking about in this video is the Cruel Prince trilogy. I know that I only have the first and the third book. I'm gonna get the second book, and I am maybe gonna do a reading vlog reading this series. Maybe, if I'm wanted to do it. I'm probably gonna do it anyway though. But yeah, we have The Cruel Prince and The Queen of Nothing, and the second book is called The Wicked King. But sharpen your blade, harden your heart. Jude was 7 when her parents were murdered, and she and her 2 sisters were stolen away to live in the treacherous high court of Fairy. 10 years later, Jude wants nothing more than to belong there, but many of the Fae despise humans, especially Prince Carden, the youngest and wickedest son of the High King. To win a place at the court, Jude must defy him and face the consequences. The Cruel Prince. Okay guys, it's time to end this video. This was my extensive TBR, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 books in my fall/winter TBR. Thank you guys for watching this video, and you see guys, like, I've been staying consistent. Like, don't play with it, thank you for watching. You should subscribe, you should like, you should comment, maybe something. Plenty of other videos on my channel. It could keep you satisfied for weeks. Okay, thank you, bye, love you.